Welcome to the Joe Shenman Show. I'm Joe Shenman, and with us tonight, Walt Gollander, music and talent scout promoter. We are covering the Archbishop's Blue Mass for Law Enforcement. His Excellency, the Most Reverend John Joseph Myers, Archbishop of Newark, Cathedral Basilica of the Sacred Heart, Newark, New Jersey, Memorial of St. Josephat, Bishop and Martyr, November 12, 2009, 10 a.m. We are honoring Police Officer fallen in the line of duty, Detective Mark Anthony DiNardo, 37, Jersey City Police Department, July 21, 2009.
Come on, we're going to get one with the baby and one without. Come on.
Your baby size too cold outside.
I know, it is.
Lieutenant Vickers, explain that one.
Got him? I want to get him inside. Okay, we get him to his mother. You know this is going to be a because the baby's in there. Waiting for Wait, one more. Wait, one more. Outstanding.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. And a word for us? What did you say? Tell us about this event. You guys are outstanding. Your name?
Maria Gaines,
And where are you from?
Hudson County Correction Department, Sergeant Gaines.
Thank you for coming out. And who are you with?
I am Officer Gates.
Where are you from?
I'm from Hudson County Corrections.
Bless you. Thank you. Magnificent job.
Thank
Bless you. Always. Thank you.
Steiner, who has worked in law enforcement
30 years. Oh, my name is Joseph Steiner.
Okay.
I'm from Maywood, which is in Bergen County,
Yes.
and
Thank you for being here.
I'm retired from law enforcement after 30 years.
We so commend you and praise you for all you've done. Thank you.
and he's heading over to his car now, and he's gallantly going to join us for a little kosher food.
Yep, I'm going to be there at the luncheon.
We will break
Thank you.
bread. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
More than
My pleasure.
God bless
Thank
you. You're an
you.
inspiration.
Thank you.
Whenever I have a problem, I think of those who are able to sustain themselves.
Yep.
This is the Jersey City Chief of Police,
Okay.
Chief Conley.
Comey.
Sorry. Chief Comey. I'm retired from Newark, so...
He doesn't have to get my name right.
He can't transfer
If
me.
he was
you know?
retired from Jersey City, I'd get a little
I'd be in
upset.
trouble. I should have it right. That's
This is one outstanding event today, the Blue Mass. How many have you done, Dennis? I've been participating with.
17. I was able to start it in 1993 at the PBA office when I was first vice president. And it's continued. The law enforcement community's latched onto it, and it's a great event every year. We honor officers that we lose in the line of duty. This year, sorry to say, Jersey City Detective Mark Anthony DiNardo gave his life in the line of duty, and this is his chief.
I'd like to commend Dennis and his organization for continually doing this for 17 years, because some of us older guys on the job believe that some of the history and tradition that we had over the years might have gone by the wayside. So we're trying to bring it back, and this is an integral part of bringing it back. That if we forget, they'll have died in vain, and we can never forget in law enforcement.
Absolutely. Does it bring comfort and peace?
It certainly does. It certainly does. I mean, you know, after having lived through what we just went through as an agency, to see the outpouring of support we had in the law enforcement community, again, it strengthens our resolve to go back out there day in and day out. You have a tendency to feel that you're alone because you're your own family within any agency, but then when you see your brothers and sisters in law enforcement throughout the state here today, it just makes your burden a little bit easier to bear.
You have a magnificent group here today. There's a...
Very proud of them.
And we shared
Very proud of them.
if
Very
every
proud.
chief was like Jersey
Spell the
City
last
chief.
name, because we seem to have Coleman.
Comey, C-O-M-E-Y.
Comey.
Yes.
Almost like Perry Comey. Comey. You gotta relate
piece of Hoboken comb.
No, not Hoboken. That's too small.
Sinatra was Hoboken.
Again, I want to say for the umpteenth year, congratulations for putting together a marvelous memorial. You and Chief Rotunda, who we just spoke to, without you and all those wonderful people. And I want you to introduce Chief Comey from Jersey City.
This is Chief Thomas Comey from the Jersey City
Thomas.
Police.
And I'd like to echo his comments. He should be commended for 17 years. It shows commitment that we need in law enforcement throughout this country to never forget.
Always loved my peers, my brother officers. My two sons followed in my footsteps. They're with the Essex County Sheriff's Department, Patrol, and they're on that same type of team that Mark Anthony was. You know, and,
What about your wife Maria? How much work does she put into all this?
my wife Maria was the backbone of this from the beginning in 1993. She's up there now. She's bringing everybody in there.
Did she think about starting it, or she worked along with you from
She
year
worked
one?
along with me. I brought her into the office with me, and she took it over. Let me put it that way. She orders me to do. You know, after 41 years of marriage, it comes natural. You know,
His wedding song, changing the subject for a moment, was Little Green Apples. What was your wedding song, Chief?
More than just the two of us.
Who was the artist?
I don't remember the artist. I'm not an artist guy. See, now you're going to get me in trouble. That part better be cut.
it wasn't Little Green Apples. What are you talking? It was only you. Little Green Apples was on my honeymoon in Puerto Rico when the guy came around.
Little Green Apples was the tape I got you. You said you
wanted that.
it wasn't the wedding song?
Ah, see, now you're going to get him in trouble, too.
No,
You're going to get him in trouble, too.
Yeah, it's a good song, but that was.
I thought that's why you wanted me to get it for you.
Let's talk about something that's.
All right, well, this is a happy day. Or
We're head
Saturday.
on Detective Mark Anthony Denaro.
Isn't it good that there's only one gentleman?
We want
No,
a
it's
day.
not.
We want a day where there's no names.
No, it's not good. One is too many.
One is too many. And even if you have one here, if you go a year without having one here, there's still too many lost throughout the country. So we look for a day where we go through a year and I don't have to send out a condolence letter to any department throughout this country. To me, that would be great.
That's what we're trying to do. 17 years, it hasn't happened. You know, if we go, we had it this year, then
What would you
Mark
do,
Anthony got hurt. You know?
God willing, if there were not a loss for that particular preceding year?
I think with that time you'd have to count your blessings. Wouldn't you agree for the fact that
We would honor all the police officers in the past and count our blessings.
that's it?
Pray for more of the
You'd still
same.
have an affair like this.
Oh, you have to.
You gotta.
You have to. You
guys
can't-
go out
we
every
can
night,
never forget.
Risk their life. Every night they go out and risk their life. You got to honor them. We wish we didn't lose nobody.
The loss isn't only a year long, right?
Forever.
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 Some people ask me how many times does a cop die? Only once. Only once.
That's it.
You know? Everybody counts like, oh, 1, 10, 10, 20, 30. How many times does a cop die?
And I mean,
once.
you look
Only
at Mark Donato's family. When they say goodbye to Dad that night, his 3 children said goodbye to Dad. Dad was coming home the next morning, but he didn't. So they have to live this for the rest of their lives
And
too.
the fear that while he was alive, when he would go to work, that he might not come back.
Yes.
So it's not just now, right?
It's a different type of pressure on the police family. I don't think anybody else endures the type of pressure that a loved one has now. You say, I love you when you leave because you don't know.
What is that courage? What is the strength in every one of your faces? What is that courage? They have to be a special love.
I've always said that there's something inside a man or a woman that they have a desire and a drive to run to what others run from. There's just something there that when fear involves the other person, you're able to maintain calm, to try to restore order, and to run to what others must flee. And I think a classic example of it is a good portion of the men and women that went up the stairs in the World Trade Center, they knew the odds weren't coming down. But they still made that flight. They still made that flight. And just like, you know, what I'm proud most of my agency is when we had an officer down, they still did their job and got every single man who was shot in that room out. And that says volumes for them. In one moment in time, I said recently that they were more than anyone ever expected them to be for one moment. No one knows why God gives you that gift, and I think it's a gift. No one knows why God gives it to you, but it's something inside.
Well, the officers who took control of Camp Hood yesterday were saying that when they went in there, all of a sudden their training officer comes into their mind, and that's the mood they function in.
That's it.
And so, yes, absolutely, that is a special person who can just turn it over and get into action. And
He
like,
puts fear in his back pocket, she puts fear in her back pocket, and doesn't take it back out.
right.
As we come to the end, because he has some responsibilities and you've got to see a lot of people, in your career, what was the most harrowing experience that you were in? And how did you get out, and what were the circumstances?
In my career,
In your many years.
that's
Too many?
That's, you see, I have a tendency to look at it different.
All right.
In my career, I'm still standing here. I go home, I play with my children, I go